Out of all of Trump's former supporters, the most vocal of which has easily been North Korea leader Kim Jong-un, who Donald Trump recently referred to as Rocket Man! Rocket Man! I'm sorry, I'll never sing again. In a speech to the UN just a few days ago. This, of course, continues escalating with North Korea because, maybe it's not best to poke a bear. Now, granted, that bear is a hermit that's run by a cartoon character, but it's still a bear nonetheless. Cubs are still bears. But even then, while Donald is poking the bear, he won't even have to be the one dealing with the consequences. Unless he actively decides to send US troops in there for no real reason. Because the only place North Korea can actively hit is Japan, and even then they can't hit that. They've launched 2 missiles and failed both times. But they can somehow hit DC, or California, or wherever they say they're going to hit this time. Just like they could the last roughly 17,000 times they attacked the US. Oh, God. It's not even like they're threatening Kuwait or something, a country that they could realistically conquer. They're threatening Japan. Japan is already a sovereign nation with a pretty decent military. And even when you take into account how militarized North Korea is, that only works for ground forces. If we're arguing just bombing them, then there are too many innocent civilians for me to completely get behind that, and you'd have to talk about the size of the bombs and all of that. But it's certainly better than ground invasion. But even then, just bombing them wouldn't work because they're not a threat to us. They're a threat to an already successful nation that could easily take care of them. Japan could defeat North Korea. That is just a fact. And I can prove that fact by now, but just proof looking at their first 2 missile launches. Now, no one was injured in either of those losses, but let's see who won. Their first missile launch missed Japan. 1 for Japan. Their second missile launch missed Japan. 2 for Japan. These people really think North Korea is a threat. And non-interventionist Donald Trump is making sure you know it. I'm Ephrom, and good night.